Sup, Nerdmigos, I'm the Jive Talking Nerd, John Norgrove. We've got wife here. It is...
Starstruck Thursday.
Yeah, we're actually calling these Trek Jive now. I forgot. Remember we changed the graphic and we did all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's fine. We're calling these Trek Jive now, mostly because they might not come out on Thursdays, even though maybe this one will. I don't know, man. It's
maybe it won't. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
It's too early to tell.
So either way, this is Trek Jive, and today we are talking about episode 3 of Prodigy. So, if you're new to these, I'm just going to rant about Star Trek for a bit. Please like and share and subscribe and ring the bell and do all that kind of stuff, whatever the fuck. Stay tuned for more Prodigy knowledge. But first, I have to talk about the fact that I didn't realize the last episode was episode 1 and 2. I mean, like, I guess it makes sense because it was like a longer episode, but I didn't really think about that, even though it says part 1 and part 2 on the thing. But it's like one episode. Like, I don't care how many parts you claim it to be. It was one episode aired at one time.
Yeah, it's like a double episode.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. I don't like it.
Without break.
I like it. Paramount, fucking get your shit together. Just call it the prime episode or the premiere episode, and the bloody premiere episode's just twice as long. Who cares? All right. So like all day today, I'm trying to like avoid spoilers, right? And I was like on Twitter earlier today, and I saw like episode 3 spoilers ahead, and I was just like, episode 3? Did I miss a fucking episode? And I have to like try and log into Paramount Plus like without getting spoiled about Prodigy to see what was. It was a fucking nightmare. Rant aside, we're gonna talk about episode 3 of Prodigy. It was called Starstruck or something like that. Yeah, it was called Starstruck or something like that. Spoiler-free review. Go watch it. What are you doing here? What's happening here? I'm just kidding. It was a good episode, right?
It was.
I super enjoyed it. I think that it fleshed out a lot of stuff. It was a lot, for me this episode was like primarily character development and not a bunch of like storyline development and not a bunch of like universe development, even though for like a non-Trekkie, I think that it was probably pretty universe development-y when Janeway went on her little like, the Federation is gangster diatribe, exposition dump, whatever. I thought it was really, really good. I definitely recommend you go watch it. What was your favorite part of this episode? Like, what was the best bit for you in this episode?
Gosh. I think just Janeway being sassy.
Just Janeway being sassy Janeway? Yeah. You know what? I think, for me, the best bit was, like, specifically when Janeway's like, this is the Federation! And she, like, Tony Stark's that shit, and it's like holograms and like planets
you were
and all kind of stuff like that.
Child.
And it's because that was fucking deeply, deeply heavy with reference, right? Not only did it show Voyager, the Enterprise D, the Enterprise A, the Enterprise. Let's see, it showed the original like NX-01 Enterprise. I think it had an Excelsior class ship in there. But they also
Discovery was in there.
Oh yeah, Discovery was in there, which is crazy town because like wasn't the Discovery technically erased from Federation memory?
Well, but like
at the end of season 2, beginning of season 3 of Discovery.
But that doesn't mean that they didn't put it back in later.
The logic there is that it's no, it didn't, right? Because the Discovery's whole thing was that it had to hide the fact that not only was it Discovery, not only did it have a spore drive, but also that it retained the knowledge of the like sphere or whatever the fuck it is that had like infinite future knowledge or whatever the fuck.
Never received the,
but
update.
I will. No. This would have happened like pre-Kirk. Remember, the Discovery was commissioned at the same time that Christopher Pike was captain of the ship.
But the Discovery, like,
but the
jumped
Protostar, yeah, but it jumped past Voyager.
Yeah.
So the Protostar isn't that far past because it still has warp drive. And remember, like, Discovery jumped beyond the time where warp drive was fucked.
Well, maybe the ship never got that. Never got that software update. They didn't get that patch.
That also doesn't make any sense because the ship had Janeway on it, which would have been post-Discovery leaving, pre-Discovery returning.
Maybe they'll fucking tie that up, dude.
There's an easy answer to this that you keep forgetting. Discovery is one of many Crossfield class ships.
Okay.
That's the type of starship it is. Like, just like the Enterprise is the original Enterprise from Star Trek, the original series, is a Constitution class ship, which means that Enterprise is the one that we were watching, but there are like other ships with the same name.
Yeah.
They didn't just build like one of every ship. They built one of a couple of ships. But definitely not Discovery because it's a Crossfield class ship, although like maybe Discovery. But they haven't verified that, so it just makes more sense that it was just like some other bullshit Crossfield class ship. But whatever. They're really just doing it for the fans. It's one of those things where I'm just like, but also gangster. So,
but at the same time, they may find a way to bring that into canon in this show. It's certainly possible.
The Discovery
because
is canon. It's just not known by the Federation anymore.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
Right? The only person who knew about Discovery after Discovery leaving would have been Spock. And I guess Pike, but like, you know, Pike got put into a chair, what with that beeps. So he's not useful.
I mean...
Because he just beeps.
You never know.
Yeah, I think it's only those two.
You never know. Because we still don't know when this show takes place. So it's certainly feasible that... Because, you know, there's still seasons of Discovery, right? So it's certainly feasible that Discovery writes in something, or this show writes in something about Discovery's future jump. Because all of the interface on the ship is like wacky future tech, like
on what ship?
On the ship that they're on in this cartoon.
The Protostar?
Yes.
Okay.
So all of the tech in this ship.
It's actually like not wacky interface. It's basically the same as Voyager or like Star Trek Insurrection or any of the like later Star Trek movies. It's just like L cars with more holograms. For me. Really?
Yeah. So,
no.
Because
remember, Discovery has that like 3D shit.
Yeah, but like maybe this takes place even further in the future than that, and they're like
in Discovery
with holograms. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
We have no idea.
I don't know about that. This is what I'm going to say. If they set it further in the future than Discovery's jump to beyond the time when Warp was destroyed because of some bullshit, that's going to be a pretty chicken shit time jump. Just because, like, that means that ship would have been lost, like, for, like, what, like 1,000 years or something?
It's possible.
Which is just redonkulous.
Or the ship hasn't been lost for as long. Yeah. And there was stuff that was changed and retconned in the set in the middle. Also, you're forgetting about time shenanigans.
Yeah, all of Star Trek's time shenanigans actually make sense.
I'm not saying this doesn't make sense. I'm just saying
No. They make sense. This makes sense because Crossfield's a class of ship. Just like, technically the Voyager that we saw is just an Intrepid class ship. Since we didn't see the livery that said Voyager, that's just one of probably like 5,000 Intrepid class ships.
Yeah.
Right? Because like we see a lot. That's why like the whole Voyager Type J is a Janeway class ship. It's a different type of ship that's just using the name. Mm-hmm. So the names can ping pong around, but the type of ship is literally just its shape, right? Because the Enterprise is a Constitution class ship, and I don't know what the Enterprise B or C was called class-wise. Whatever, those were shit. The Enterprise D is a Galaxy class ship. The Enterprise D is an Intrepid class ship. The Enterprise J is a Galactic class ship or whatever the fuck that nonsense was from Star Trek Enterprise. The Enterprise J is like the one that they vaguely hint at was like capable of moving through space to get from our galaxy to the Andromeda galaxy, but like everybody was just like, because it was like a throwaway line in an Enterprise episode with like time shenanigans. They were also using old CGI models from like previous shit in the background of that, which is fucking hilarious. Watch some breakdowns about that. But yeah, so I mean, honestly, we were just seeing like famously shaped ships, and they weren't like definitely Voyager or the Enterprise or any or Discovery or anything like that. So, and I have no doubt that they made more than just one Crossfield class ship for the Discovery, right? I mean, I know that the Discovery was the main thing, but also generally a ship is named after, like, the class is named after the progenitor of those ships, right? So the first Crossfield class ship would be called the USS Crossfield. I don't know that actually follows logic across like all, like the whole canonical series, but generally that's the way that is, which is silly because we've never had an Enterprise class ship. But when you think about it, right, if the Enterprise is like the primary ship for the whole fleet, would you want to make your fucking fleet command ship like some brand new shit that you don't know about? or some shit that like you've definitely perfected and like worked out the kinks. Literally all of Voyager's problems, right? Like, you know. So even though Voyager, again, it's Intrepid class, so like the first one would have been the USS Intrepid, but so yeah, there was that. There was also the bit where it showed like a Vulcan with the Vulcan salute, and an Andorian is a reference to Star Trek the animated series, I think. It's either Star Trek the animated series or like one of the late episodes of Star Trek TOS. Those blend, even though one's a cartoon and one's real life. But that's like a direct reference to like a scene in one of the previous Star Trek things. They obviously showed the starfield of the Federation, and it showed the Federation and the Klingon Empire and stuff like that, which is why I argue against the idea that it takes place anywhere past where Discovery jumped. Because when Discovery jumps, there's no Federation, and like I get that the newer episodes of Discovery are like this upcoming season, I should say, is supposed to be like them trying to rebuild the Federation, but that means that it would have had to be a long fucking time in advance of that, and I don't know that. I mean, yeah, I don't know that they're gonna take that risk. It's way easier for it to just be like some weird sci-fi shit, but we still don't know what that third warp core is. So we learned that the ship has 2 warp cores and like a third orb thingy in the middle, and we don't know what the fuck that is. But I imagine that has something to do with that third nacelle that comes out the butt. So we'll see where that goes, right? Like whatever. Like they set up a lot of mysteries. The Protostar has a shuttlecraft 3D printer. Yeah, like a shuttlecraft replicator. But it's not like, it doesn't like replicate it, like 3D prints it, which like no hate. Honestly, it was cool effect. But so that's kind of gangster that it has the ability to do shuttlecraft, so maybe we'll get some away mission shit with this, which is pretty tight. It obviously, let's see, we got to see phasers, we got to see like the shields and like deflector shields and not deflector shields as it went through its thing. So we kind of got like a lot of ship like information out of it. I mean, it looks like there's the captain quarters, we saw the crew bunks, we saw the like mess hall with this like double stack. It had 3 double stacks of replicators, so it looks like it had 6 replicators in it, which is like, Voyager had 1.
Yeah.
I mean, it had 1 in every crew quarters, but it had like 1 in the mess hall. So like, what's up with that?
People just making their food in their bunks and then like coming out.
Yeah, right? Making your foods in your bunks and inviting people in.
Well, but they didn't end up needing it because they had Neelix, right?
Yeah, well, but remember, Neelix took over Janeway's private dining hall, which would have also been gangster to have seen. But no, I think hologram Janeway is best Janeway. She's so sassy.
Yeah. Hologram Janeway is very sassy.
Yeah, she's seriously far and away my favorite character in this show. I mean, like, she doesn't count because she's a hologram. I mean, I guess holograms count. Like the
She definitely counts.
The Doctor's my favorite character also. But no, Janeway was dope. I like the engineer. He was still dope. Yeah, everybody was really good. Everybody was really cool. We kind of got some good character development in the whole crew and the way they interact, which was really awesome. We learned that Dal, is that the captain's name?
Oh, I don't know. The kid? The purple kid?
Yeah, the purple kid.
I don't know.
You have to look up. Yeah, it's Dal.
I kind of hate him.
Yeah, I kind of hate him also. He's kind of a dick.
Like a cocky little brat.
Yeah, he's like, we don't want. I'm not going to trust the Federation. Anybody in power shouldn't be trusted, bro. You know, even though he has like no proof.
I don't know anything about this ship, but I don't need no help. And
yeah, just like, and then of course, like they all almost nearly fucking die, and he's just like, fine, I guess I'll ask for help. Well,
but at the very last minute.
Yeah.
So Janeway can do something vaguely suicide-y to
Janeway's just like, maybe do the thing that the robot suggested, and the robot's just like rock and roll. So like that was kind of dope. We got some nice character development on Gwen. Who she's like being held captive or whatever in the brig, which we got to see the brig.
Yeah.
Again, I think that was a bigger brig than Voyager. I feel like this ship is like at first I thought it was smaller than Voyager because it seems like it has way less decks, but like the interior space. I mean, I think that it's that Voyager had like more decks and more overall like utilizable space, but I think that like the bits that we are seeing are bigger than the bits we comparatively see in Voyager. You know, which is just an interesting sort of dichotomy in engineering standard and how to do that stuff. So that was kind of cool. Just quickly go through the characters. Murph, the slime thing, that's it. He's
still adorable.
They're still adorable. Rock Tank was the saddest girl. Oh my god. They go to the replicator.
Prison food?
Yeah, they go to the replicator. And she's like, they're like, order anything you want. And Janeway's like your heart's desire. And then she like sits down with a big old plate of like prison rations. And they're just like, everybody was like, what? Like you didn't, like you could have had anything. And she's like, this is the only thing I know. So
it's so sad.
Prison rations.
And
so
then
sad.
she was talking to Gwen and
she was just like, Gwen, why'd you betray us, bro?
Yeah, well, like, why did you let them do mean and terrible things to us? And, and then, like, the fight and stuff. Oh my god.
It was so good.
I just want to, like, adopt Rock Talk.
Yeah. She's super adorable. I fucking love Rock Talk. Zero was mysterious, sentient farting about. I super love Zero. Zero
is like performing the android role.
Yeah. As well as like can like read some people's thoughts and kind of Zero's a good like almost adult, like the more mature of the whole crew. You know, because like the whole crew's like kids-ish.
Yeah.
Although, like, I don't know that Jenkum Pog is a child. I think that Jenkum Pog's just like...
I don't think so.
A stoner. He's just like the stoner in the crew.
I think he's just living his best life.
Yeah, I like Jenkum Pog. He was hilarious, always comedy relief. So that was to be expected. And like, you know, like I was saying, Dal was kind of a dick. It's weird that Gwen is so, like, return me and this ship to my dad.
She doesn't know yet.
I mean,
they're gonna have her turn.
She doesn't know that her dad is bad, but she definitely knows that
I don't know
the
how
thing she was doing.
Know that because her dad is basically the bad guy from Krull.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, it's not that like okay,
he's
her dad
like
being good or bad doesn't change the fact that like these people escaped from a prison, right? And she straight up said like, I thought you guys were all like criminals, and Rock Talk was like, no, like our only crime was being captured. So, like, why would she, after that scene, be like, I gotta escape?
Yeah.
Like, bro, talk it out, whatever. Communicate. Clearly the answer is fucking communicate. Yeah, no, I mean, you know, I know, like, obviously that's what they're doing with her, is they're gonna do the, like, she's standing against him, and then, like, her dad's gonna show up and be, like, vaguely a dick. Right? My guess is, you know, guesses on upcoming episodes. My guess is that, like, the dad's gonna be like, give me back the protostar, or whatever the fuck, and the crew's gonna be like, we've got your daughter, and he's gonna be like, I don't care about my fucking daughter, I just want the ship.
Yeah.
Or some dumb shit like that, right? Because that's, like, what every bad guy does. And then she's gonna be like, tears, fuck my dad, I'm with you guys, high fives all around, let's go to Federation.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So, like, we'll see where that ends up going. But, like, for now, she's still, like, a bad guy and's gotta be in jail and stuff, which is whatever. I don't know, whatever. My vote is Rock Talk becomes captain of the ship. Because Dal's an ass. But, no, you know what? I really enjoyed this episode. Honestly, like, one, I wish these episodes were freaking longer, right? And, like, I want more in this universe. like, you know, we now have 2 animated Star Trek shows that are like actively happening, right? In Lower Decks and in Prodigy. And I think both are approaching Star Trek in completely different directions, but like honestly, they are both doing a better job than Discovery has done with regard to like filling the universe in. Like I think like I like Discovery, I don't have problems with Discovery, but I feel like Lower Decks is like more informative about the Federation. It's giving me like more bits than Discovery's doing, and I think that Prodigy is gonna do the same thing. Like just vibing on what we're learning, because we're learning a lot about like Prodigy right now, because it takes place in the Delta Quadrant, is filling in stuff that Voyager like vaguely hinted at in the Delta, which is super dope, and I'm super excited about that. It'll be interesting to see what the newest season of Discovery does, what the newest season of Picard does, and what the new series, Strange New Worlds, which is the Pike Enterprise pre-Kirk series, does. That's going to be the one that's like make or break for me, because I've read some of the Star Trek books where Pike is the captain and number 1 is the first officer, and I really love those characters. I mean, I like the actor and actors who are playing them, so I'm very excited about that. But it would be interesting to see like where it goes and how they do it. But yeah, I'm super on the Prodigy train.
Me too, definitely.
You know, I mean, I figured I was gonna be on it because like Janeway's in it, and I fucking love Janeway. She's my favorite captain. Seriously, fight me about that. But yeah, you know, it's always like I love this show, but like maybe this episode ruins it because everybody's ass, or something like that. But no, I'm super into this show. Only Dal's an ass, and that's okay. He'll learn. I mean, or get hit in the head by that rock lady. So I'm okay with both.
Yeah.
I'm okay if Rock Talk is just like I'm the captain now, and then just like throws him against a window, and is like sits in a chair because Rock Talk's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. 503 out of 10. Go watch this. If you haven't seen any of the other Star Treks, go watch all of the other Star Treks. We watch this on Paramount Plus, like no connection, but you know, watch the show, watch Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
Plus, support awesome Star Trek content.
Support good sci-fi.
Yeah, support good sci-fi, because let me tell you what, we have seen some not good sci-fi recently.
Yeah.
So, but also stay tuned for more Star Trek stuff. Obviously, as these episodes come out, more Star Trek. There should be some overlap between Prodigy and Discovery Season 4. Mm-hmm. So we might be having to double dip like 2 episodes a week on that. I also just got in my Star Trek Borg Cube Advent calendar from Eagle Moss. Again, no connection, but I freaking love Eagle Moss. I spend a lot of money with that company on their Star Trek stuff because I love starships. I'm currently in the process of building, follow me on TikTok, for build videos. I don't do them often, but every once in a while I do, of build videos for my Enterprise D, because I'm doing that Enterprise D build, which is fucking awesome. It is so much work. It is absurd, but I'm very excited about it. And we'll probably, during Christmas time, I'll probably do like short TikTok videos for the Advent calendar, because it's like big, dude. It's like this big. It's nice. I should have got it and to show you, but I'll show you guys next week. I haven't done that. But yeah, so either way, I've been John Norgrove. This has been Wife. This has been Trek Jive. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, share, subscribe, ring the bell, and do all that kind of stuff. If you want to support more nerdy stuff like this, we have a Patreon. It's Nerd Jive on Patreon. Support our Patreon. If you would like to learn some witchy stuff and a little bit more about us in our personal lives, we have a podcast called the Horn and Cauldron Podcast. Check that out. She primarily does the talking on that, and I'm just the comic relief, obviously. Face. And, so, yeah, I think that's it.
And we also have an Etsy shop.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I totally forgot the whole thing. We also have an Etsy shop where we sell a bunch of fun stuff.
On our website, link below.
And the links are down below and all that kind of stuff. So we'll catch you guys next time. Stay fresh. Yo.